All right, well, the search is on to find a new police chief right here in Albuquerque.
And the current chief, who is going to retire, says this has absolutely nothing to do with the problems with the police. So we sat down and we talked with both the police chief, Ray Schultz, and Mayor R.J. Berry yesterday. They told us Chief Schultz first talked about retiring back in January, then wrote a letter to the mayor last Friday officially saying he would resign sometime this summer. Both Chief Schultz and Mayor Berry say this has nothing to do with playing politics or the Department of Justice's investigation into the police department.
Well, obviously some of it's timing. March 9th of this year was an anniversary date for me. I started with the department March 9th, 1982. So 31 years in law enforcement.
The fact is we've hung together through some difficult times here. And if we were going to do something that was politically expedient, we'd have done it months, if not years ago, to be honest with you.
Mayor Berry is up for re-election in October and won't appoint a permanent police chief unless he is re-elected. In the meantime, he'll name an interim chief and hire an outside group to look all across the country for a new chief.
And you know, lapel cameras are one of the most prominent changes that Chief Schultz made last year. And yesterday he said those cameras are about to be upgraded.
We continue to make huge advances with the lapel cameras. Coming up here the third week in April, you'll see the next generation of lapel camera, which will actually go up on the collar.
The chief said the enhanced technology should improve how officers document their interactions with the public.
The Albuquerque police officer shot by a ricocheting bullet late Sunday night is doing better this morning. However, he will need physical therapy. Police were out in a neighborhood here near San Mateo and Gibson about 10:30 when several shots were fired at them. One skipped off the pavement and hit the officer in the lower back, just missing his spine. He was rushed into surgery while investigators scoured that area for hours.
It was like about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. We were up watching a movie and we looked outside and there was a bunch of cops. There was like a crime lab and everything.
Police still don't know what sparked the shooting and they do not know who did it. They're also not naming the officer who was shot. Well, the former prison doctor who is being sued now accused of sexually abusing inmates is still not talking about the not just one but now 2 lawsuits he is facing.
That's right. These lawsuits claim that Dr. Mark Walden unnecessarily performed intrusive prostate exams on inmates at privately run prisons near Clayton and Santa Rosa. One inmate actually claims that he went to Walden for a knee injury and ended up getting a different type of exam not needed.
The ongoing red flags that this abuse was occurring. For example, the nursing staff noticing a significant, more than 30-fold increase in the number of prostate exams that are being given at their facility once Dr. Walden comes on board.
The state medical board is investigating, but no criminal charges have been filed. Walden is working in Raton right now. Neither he nor his attorney returned our calls. A prisoner awaiting trial for a deadly home invasion is now in a state prison after being accused of stabbing an officer in the face. 31-year-old Jimmy Reagan was moved to an undisclosed prison equipped to handle violent inmates. He faces murder and several other charges in connection to a home invasion last June. He's also accused of raping a woman and killing her boyfriend, then taking 2 other women hostage. More recently, Reagan is accused of stabbing a detention center officer in the face with a pencil. He now faces additional charges of felony battery of a peace officer.
A crazy party, loaded guns, and drunk teenagers. A terrible combination. Now the guy who owns the home where police say this happened is facing felony charges. Bosque Farms police say this party was Saturday night at this man, Vince Munoz's home in Peralta. When officers got there, people started running. Still, police found about 50 more people inside the home. It turns out investigators say most of them were underage in the house. Take a look at this. It was filled with beer cans. Look at the stack of them there. Police also found 2 loaded handguns in the home. They say that is when they arrested Mr. Munoz. FBI agents are still trying to figure out if one man they arrested last week is behind 4 different bank robberies. Take a look. This is Sheldon Wiseman after he got arrested accused of stealing a car back in 2009. He was also arrested last Friday after investigators say he robbed the Wells Fargo Bank at Wyoming and Montgomery. He looks like the same guy who robbed the bank at Eubank and Montgomery on March 13th, a different bank at Carlisle and Constitution on March 8th, and yet another bank in Santa Fe earlier in March. Wiseman is currently just charged with robbing the one bank on Friday.
A bill in Washington to help New Mexico pay for the cleanup of abandoned uranium mines is now headed to the full Senate for consideration. It's already passed the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee. There are hundreds of abandoned uranium mines across New Mexico, many on the Navajo Nation. Senators Tom Udall and Martin Heinrich introduced the bill more than a year ago. Los Alamos wants to change its atomic city reputation with a brand new one. The county is trying to create a new image for the northern New Mexico community. It is spending about $50,000 to do that, hiring a Tennessee company to help. The company has met with county leaders, business owners, and community members to learn what else makes Los Alamos stand out besides building the first atomic bomb. Los Alamos is also ranked among the nation's wealthiest and most educated counties. Well, Santa Fe is getting ready for a very special guest this week.
Yes, the commanding officer of the USS Santa Fe is headed there. That's an attack submarine. Commander Timothy Poe is coming here to learn more about Santa Fe, meet with the city's leaders, and attend a feast at a pueblo that is the USS Santa Fe there. And the submarine is not the first to be named after the city different. This was here. The USS Santa Fe was a cruiser during World War II and then was decommissioned. And the submarine was commissioned back in 1992. It sailed a number of tours down in the Persian Gulf and in the Pacific as well.
Hope you